was an opportunity in honor of Teves to hear a Shiur special, a video of Teves, Seforim, about Seforim. I asked everybody, my father's like a son to Shiur a lot in Yonim of the Teves. There's going to be a paper at everyone's table. Anyone that fills out pointers of each part of the Shiur, as you see, there's 5 on the first side, 5 on the second. All those that will be following along will be receiving a raffle ticket. There will be raffles on 3 Seforim. At the end of the Shiur, there will be raffles on 3 Seforim for all those that will be following inside, writing down the Shiur. The rest of the schedule you'll hear later, as I mentioned earlier before Shacharis. Please give your attention from now. Anyone that's in this room, please stay quiet as can be. I'm going to ask everyone, please stay in your seats. Do not leave. Do not walk outside. Do not leave your chair until you're dismissed. Thank you.
Okay. Using the words of the Rebbe announced that Teves is a special day. He made Otze, he made Skula, and then he gave us an open door. The Rebbe said that whatever a person will ask today, no conditions, his tefillah or kosher will be accepted. So much so that I said, sometimes people are embarrassed to write certain things maybe the Rebbe is going to know about me. But the Rebbe said, I will not even read the letter. He goes straight to the Wilhelm, straight to the Friedrich Rebbe. But the other time he gives a guarantee that whatever we'll ask today, we will get. So let's see the opportunity. Each one of us all knows what he wants from his time in yeshiva, time at home, his learning. Anything you can think of today, before the day is over, either put it in writing or take a sefer to the Rebbe and ask the brachas that you want to get. As the Rebbe promised, we will get it. Throughout the whole time of the Seforim, all the Chassidim were constantly repeating a 2-word or sometimes a 4-word line. And that is, Dida Notza, we won. Where is the source of this whole line, Dida Notza? We won, there was an argument that we won. Where's the source of that? What happened? Where do we find the mokir of Dida Notza? Tavshim Zayin, the Rebbe of the Fabregan, said the mokir is a Medrash Rabbah, the Parsha Kedoshim. It's good to remember the details as well. The Rebbe says that Rabbi Yossi was sitting next to a well. That well led to a nor, to a river, a body of water. And you say, make noise and sing the words Dida Notza. Next morning, the whole town came out. This guy with his pots and pans, this guy with his cymbal, all kind of noise makers. And when Rabbi Yossi got the sign from the Ruach Toiv, that now the time to start making noise and saying Dida Notza, everybody started banging away and saying Dida Notza, Dida Notza. So repeating these words again and again. After a while, repeating these words again and again, he saw the river blood. Dida Notza, not only we pushed it away, we eliminated it. We have the proof, we have the blood in the water. There's no more Ruach Ra on this morning ever again. So the Rebbe wrote this Medrash as the marker, the source of his Donatzah, by saying and repeating, and perhaps by making noise. Let's kill away the Russia.
Donatzah, hay, 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 hay. Donatzah.
After the Donatzah, the Rebbe added one more word. And when I've seen him, it's a personal yomtiv. It was the yomtiv Chas v'Sholom, a gzeira against the Rebbe, and we won the gzeira. So the Rebbe added one line. Sidan de Seforim Nosach. The Seforim won. And the Rebbe put all the emphasis on Seforim. It's not hymns, Chabad, Seforim of the Rabbi, they won the war. And the Rebbe came out with Hayros. Hayros, what the Hayros Lamaise we should do to celebrate Teves with Seforim. So the Rebbe gives many details, and I'll go into some of them because sometimes when it comes to Teves, people talk about the history, what happened, but the ikri is, what are we supposed to do about it? What are the Ruach Toiv tell Abu Yesi? You say the Nosach and you kill with the Ra. And here there it says, Sidan Asfor Nosach, what do we have to do? So I'll go through a few numbers of Hayros that the Rebbe mentioned. The Rebbe says, one is by loose Seforim. Buy new Seforim. They have added, even young children, let them try to buy something of their own money. Not always that you have to get money from the parents or from the yeshiva. Try to have something of your own, buy your own sefer. The Rebbe says, buy your own Seforim, including Teves HaTeva, Chassidus, and even Kabbalah. One more important detail that a lot of us sometimes forget, the Rebbe says, not only buy Seforim, but you should learn a line or two from the new sefer that you bought. There's special tavivas when a person buys a new sefer. So when a person buys a sefer today, you buy it, but also make sure to learn a line or two of the new sefer that you bought today. That's one Hayro. The second Hayro, today's time, people don't probably remember that. But the other side, the second Hayro is to fix Seforim. You have Seforim that are ripped, fine. Usually, Bochum will have a lot of Seforim to buy. So when you buy an old sefer, you fix old sefer, that's why you know, for Teves. You tikkun Seforim, prepare you a sefer of yours.
On the papers that start a Zion about the Hayros of the Rebbe, if you're following this up.
Another Hayro. So far we mentioned buying Seforim, learning them, and fixing Seforim. Another Hayro is to set up libraries. In Latin, library comes from the word libro. Libro means a book. In Latin, Spanish, Italian, libro is a book. Library is a place with many books. Sefer is a sefer. Sifriya is a room with a lot of books. The Rebbe says set up libraries. Many yeshivas came to Teves, they themselves set up a library in the yeshiva. Sometimes a library of a special one bookshelf or two shelves of the Yonigul Mashiach. Sometimes a library of only the Rebbe Seforim, a library of the English Rebbe Seforim, but to have a library. So I'm sure we hear there's room for a library. I don't know if they have all kind of libraries here. The Yonigul Gula, the Rebbe Seforim, to have a designated area. That can be accomplished, and always was welcomed in that. Either each one for a savior for himself, and a savior for the newly found library of the Talmud Teves. We are making a library of Yonigul Mashiach, etc. The Rebbe said, is sometimes perhaps you have a very rare sefer, the Rebbe asked, the rare sefer, bring to the Rebbe's library. Next is in the building of the Rebbe's library. So any sefer that's rare, the Rebbe says, donate it to the Rebbe's library. I myself had a schus that I had a contact with a Sephardic family in Venezuela, Caracas, Venezuela, and the grandfather recently passed away. So obviously the grandchildren wanted to give away, throw away, put of Shemishenis. So they came to me to ask me, would I appreciate some old Sephardim? I said, great, sure. And they gave me 4 volumes of the sefer called Mayam Loyes. This time, I think they have it here in Shiur as well. Mayam Loyes, this time we have it in Hebrew, translated from the original. But I wrote the original. The original was the size, each sefer the size of a Torah. Each sefer is the size of a Torah. Each sefer is a chumash on its own. But it was written in a language that we don't talk. It was written in a language called Ladino. The Ashkenazim have a language, Yiddish. But the Sephardim, they have an old language of their own called Ladino. To give you an example, the language Ladino, how is it composed of? What's it put together? The language Ladino has Spanish or Italian words, but the dictum is also Kurdish. For example, how do you say in Spanish house, my house? House is casa. Casa is a house. How do you say our house? I was dictum ready. So in Ladino, I would use the dictum also Kurdish and the word in Hebrew. So how would say, in the Mechina, how would say, our house, Kasenu. Kas is the house. The dictum also Kurdish, Batenu. Kasenu would be the Ladino way, the Spanish and Yiddish way, how to combine dictum, also Kurdish, with Spanish or Italian. So I gave to the Rebbe 4 krokim, each krok is chumash. And the Rebbe asked me to thank you. And the Rebbe asked, can I please get him the 5th volume? I contacted back the family in Venezuela, and the rest of the family kind of was not happy that their brothers gave away the sefer. Why? This belongs to the Sephardim. Why did the Ashkenazim get sefer? Once I got it, I got it. So in the Rebbe's library, there's 4 krokim of Amloyes written Ladino that I had discussed to the Rebbe. One, open it up, straighten out all the bends, all the page by page, straighten out all the pages, finish one sefer, go to the next. And by counting, sometimes you finish a half a shelf, sometimes more successful, finish the whole shelf. Every day, you would straighten out the pages, the bent pages, change pages on a shelf in the shul. Sefer. And the rest of the family kind of was not happy that their brothers gave away the Sefer. Why? This belongs to the Seforim. Why did the Ashkenazim get Sefer? Once I got it, I got it. So in the Rebbe's library, there's 4 krokim of Amloy's Brit Ladino, and I was supposed to give to the Rebbe. What does a Sefer mean? Sefer, we translate in the foreign, but yeshiva is called base Sefer. The library is Sifriyah. But what does a Sefer contain? What are the details that makes up a Sefer? I want to remind everybody the line that we had in the Mitzvah line. This line we have a line that's brought out from Sefer Yitzhak. Sefer Yitzhak is a Sefer that according to the tradition of Rabbi wrote. I have a Sefer at home. If everybody needs to know, I'll sometime bring it here. Rabbi wrote a Sefer, and he wrote what he learned, what he knew from Bria Soilov, way back from other tradition, different generation. In Sefer Yitzhak, it says in the Mayim Bamitzvah, the Sefer, the Sofer, the Sipur. Sefer is combined with 2 things. It has an author that's writing, and it has a story what he's writing about. He's writing a skillful reminder, a story. So there's a writer and what he writes. Together, it's put together in a Sefer. So it's Sofer, the word. And Sipur together make up Sefer.